So let's put this into some actual problems. First one is calculate in degrees the sum of the measures of interior angles with a polygon with 9 sides. Well, if I'm looking for the sum of the angles, it's going to be 180 times n minus 2, or in this case, 180 times 9 minus 2, which is going to give me 1260 degrees. If I'm determining the number of sides of a polygon whose interior angle sum adds to 4140, then 180 times n minus 2 is going to equal 4140. I'm going to divide both sides by 4140, or sorry, both sides by 180. And n minus 2 is going to equal 23. And to get n by itself, I'm going to add 2 to both sides. N is equal to 25. It has 25 sides. Determine the number of sides of a regular polygon whose interior angle measures 170. Well, if I said my interior angle is 180 minus 360 over n, if it's a regular polygon, and that is equal to 170. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 170 from each side, or sorry, 180 from each side, and say 1 negative 360n is going to equal negative 10, or positive 360 over n is going to equal positive 10. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by n and say 360 is equal to 10n, and divide both sides by 10, and 36 is equal to n, which means it has 36 sides. So if each interior angle is 170, it's a 36-sided shape. All right. Determine the number of sides of a regular polygon whose exterior angle is 60 degrees. Well, we said that the exterior angle is going to be 360 over n. If that equals 60, this one's a little bit easier than the previous ones. I'm going to multiply both sides by n. And I'm going to divide both sides by 60 and say that 6 is equal to n. This one has 6 sides. If I am determining the values of x and a in the diagrams below, well, if I'm looking at x, the first thing is I need to figure out how I can solve this. Well, the sum of the angles is going to be, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, which means I'm going to say that the angle sum is going to equal 180 times 6 minus 2, or it all has to add up to 720 degrees, which means that the angle of x is going to be the total 720 minus all the other sides. Take away 110, 120, 125, 115, and 130. X is going to be 120 degrees to make these all add up to that 720. For example, B. Well, the first thing I'm going to say is if I want to solve for what A is, I have to take a look in here and say, well, how many sides does this have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can say that the angle sum is going to equal 180 times 5 minus 2, or 540 degrees. The next thing I'm going to say is I know what all these sides are with the exception of this side. Well, I can say that if I want to call this side, or this angle here, B, because it creates a straight line with this part, I'm going to say that B is going to equal 180 minus A plus 20. Or I could simplify this to 180 minus A minus 20, negative A plus 160. So the inside here is negative A plus 160. Next, I can say that if I take all these sides and add them together on the inside, I know they have to equal 540. So let's make a list of all the sides we have. We have 2A plus 3A minus 40 plus the A plus 12 plus 3A plus negative A plus 160, and they all have to equal 540. I'm going to combine all my A's, so I have 2A, 3A, 3A, and negative A. All the A's are going to add up to 8 A's. And I'm going to add up my constants, negative 40, positive 12, and then positive 160, and I get 132. I'm going to subtract 132 from each side and say 8A is going to equal 408. And divide both sides by 8. A is equal to 51. And there's my answer.